Hello and welcome to a new week of Sunday League to Legend. Here on Football Manager 21, it's not just a new week, it's a new league. Leyland Albion are now in level 9 and our first opponents, first game of the season, at the Lancashire FA County Ground, our temporary home, is Northwich Victoria. Very interesting story regarding them and another team in our league, but we will just get there in a moment. As you can see, there has been plenty of player changes over the off-season. Exactly what you'd expect down at this level. We've brought in quite a few, pretty much a brand new defence, if we're honest. And that's what was holding us back last season. Too many goals conceded. We were hammering them in at the other end of the pitch. But back in defence, problems. I'm going to head into the dressing room. Already some feedback saying that Ryan Dobson starting is a terrible call, and then it's responded straight away saying that Dobson is a good call. Strange there. So we're going to follow the instructions of our assistant, Jay Curran. Didn't help us one bit. We've told the players to go out there and impress me. First game of the season, that's what I'd expect. Boots on the ground and a decent performance. The only thing is, Northwich Victoria are favourites for this league. So already we're on the back foot here at the Lancashire FA County Ground, which is our temporary home, just while Fox Lane is upgraded by a few hundred seats. In terms of our team in defence, we've got the likes of Mike Corral, Ryan Dobson, Tommy Lent and Courtney Wilding. Whole new back four. Goalkeeper's the same though, our Australian goalkeeper Kontakos between the sticks as Coma fires it through to Ede. Sherlock on the plot there. Could have been a booking there, could have been a penalty. Had he gone down? I mean, how difficult is it? You feel a touch, go down. We all know the rules, especially at this level. As the ball goes out for a Northwich Victoria corner. Further up the pitch, we've got the likes of Connor Russo. He's on the right wing, and then Craig Stanley is a new central midfielder. He's operating in the deep-lying playmaker role alongside Trent Coulter. As already plenty of competition. Coulter on the ball, our central midfielder. That's why he's in that position. Stanley going forward, but it's cleared up to Corral, the new right back. Dobson in defence. He goes back to the goalkeeper and it's headed through to Dawson. Dawson fires in our first goal of the season. Tom Dawson arrived at the end of last season. We poached him from the Holker Old Boys, our rivals at level 10 for the league title. In partnership with Connor Coma. Scored over 50 goals and it's through the goalkeeper's legs. You love to see it. Great partnership in prospect for those two. Couple of players between them, they scored over 80 goals at level 10. So you hope that they can translate that to level 9. But it's a goal back already. Micah Edwards. Plenty of miscommunication at the back. Didn't expect that early doors. Cook with the cross. And it's just not cleared, is it? Somebody's got to put their foot through it. Oh, he did, didn't he? Corral unlucky. I think it's bounced back. That's probably the new signing, Craig Stanley, in that position. And it's just cannoned back to Edwards to finish. But good that it's really come out of a mistake by us, not by them doing anything spectacular. Bit of an interesting story here in our league, level 10, which is the Northwest Counties Premier. We have Northwich Victoria, who are playing today. We also have 1874 Northwich. Bit of a weird one, because Northwich Victoria were established in 1874. At some point in the past, 2012, I believe, there appears to be a bit of a fallout between the club and the Supporters Trust, at which point they were given the option to create a new side, which they did, called it 1874 Northwich, not Victoria, to avoid any legal ramifications, as Coma's through and fires wide. And thus we have two teams from the same parish bearing similar names, but they are not the same club. Interesting to see that happen. A lot of fans, of course, getting involved with Supporters Trust as the ball is fired wide by Russo. So we'll play both of those this season, but as we say, title favourites are these boys, the Northwich Victoria, who I believe Stockport County manager Jim Gannon, a previous manager of. So during one of his stints away from Edgeley Park, probably when he was unfairly sacked, if we're honest, knowing Stockport, due to administration or what have you. And that is a sending off, surely. Dave Sherlock, he has detected a red card. We are a man to the good now. The problem is, can we use it? As Russo comes through, big pass in, and it's Dawson wide. They are giving away so many good chances here. We've really got to take advantage now. This is actually being recorded on Saturday, and earlier today we did see the MacArthur Bulls in the A-League play against Wellington Phoenix. Sorry, I was just waiting for the attack to finish there. And the Knicks went down to 10 men, but MacArthur just couldn't capitalise, couldn't get through. As Dawson goes through again, Dawson scores. I suspect that is going to be a bit of a theme this season. 2 goals for him. Came in just at the end of last season. We were a bit worried about other teams getting hold of him. Dawson there. He comes inside. Really good run. So you come inside slightly, which draws the defence in, and then he's round the back. Good play again by Connor Comer. 2 assists for him. Very similar play. We have retained the likes of Joshua Ede on the left, along with, of course, Trent Coulter through the middle. Hoping that those boys can just continue their good form from last season, because I think that will prove decisive. Having that momentum. So often you see promoted clubs doing really well. When they get up into the league above, you just need to look at Sheffield United last season, continuing their momentum with their overlapping fullbacks. Not gone so well for them this year, of course, but last season played really well in their first year back in the Premier League since the days of Neil Warnock and the Carlos Tevez affair. As it's a goal. No, disallowed. Looked, was there an offside? Did they go? Oh, they did, didn't they? Just moved a tad too early, but disappointing to see that our defence was breached in such a manner. Now, Northwich Victoria, not favourites for no reason, obviously, as Dawson brings it down. Fires a shot off, not on target. As it stands, pretty even game, you'd say. 7 shots for ourselves, 6 for the visitors here at the Lancashire FA County Ground. So plenty of criticism as of late for Lancashire FA and how they've behaved and how they've communicated with their member clubs down at grassroots level, especially. Very mixed messages. 1 minute, yes, we want to play football. The next, no, you can't. Next, yes, you can. Then, of course, you can't. Following the FA edict that's come through. As Connor Comer's through, Connor Comer scores his first of the season. It's 3-1 to the Leyland Albion. Albion in charge. It's Ede here. Big ball over the top. Look at that. It's a beauty, isn't it? Connor Comer through. And once he's in front of goal, in between those posts, both him and Dawson, we expect to do really well. Although, somebody we'll see on the bench is Connor Finlayson. Did exactly the same job last season, it has to be said. And in fact, I think it may be time to introduce that young player. So he joined at the same time actually as Tom Dawson, end of last season. So we got them in just before the end of the season. I think just 1 game, because there was a bit of a concern that other clubs are just going to come in, give them higher wages, higher appearance fees, and they're going to just take them from under our nose, despite having a bit of a look at them for quite a long time during the season. So they were players that I was interested in as soon as they played us. So here on Sunday League to Legend, there are little different rules about transfers. We're trying to keep things a little bit realistic. So can't sign players unless they approach us for a start, as Connor Russo is coming off. So they have either approach us themselves or through their agent. That sort of puts them on our radar. We play them, of course. That means that we've obviously aware of them because we've seen them in person on the pitch. Or they come up in one of the scouting reports as Finlayson's through and Finlayson scores. What are we going to do with 3 strikers who can all score plenty of goals? This is going to be a bit of a concern throughout the season as Dawson gets us. Look at the time and space he's got to pick out Finlayson. Holds off the defender really well. Goalkeeper goes down to a knee. And Finlayson finds the back of the net. Formerly of AFC Blackpool, of course. And I think as we enter the final 15 minutes, we will just make another change. Because I do want to bring on Ricardo Santos. As the cross is fired in there. Corral's going to fire it back into Ede. In fact, I'm just going to pause play for a second. So Ricardo Santos is actually extremely experienced. He's about 34 years old. Signed him again. He was from one of our rivals. As the flag was up for an offside. Played really well against us. Every single game that we played against him. Always impressed. And as such has just signed him up for the year. Suspect he'll be one of those that retires at the end of the season. We tend to have a few last season who all of a sudden decided that they were going to just hang up the boots as Edwards fires over the bar from a header. Off target, my friend. So a 4-1 lead going into the final few minutes. We will, with just 5 to go, we'll just tighten things up here slightly. So change the mentality. Drop everybody back to a more defensive standpoint. As we see other results coming in, Bootle have got the lead against Longridge, 2-0, while it's a Desmond, a 2-2 between Silsden and Litherland. Also in this division are Squires Gate, who are one of our local sides. Really enjoy seeing their games as Micah Edwards gets his second goal. Big long ball, not good enough in the air there. Goalkeeper comes out, Contakos should be stripping that ball, shouldn't he? But it's 4-2, and I don't want us to give the impression that we're holding on, really. But yeah, as I say, Squires Gate, big part of YouTube on Football Manager as well. So they've got a series going on. Do check that out as well. They've also asked ourselves at A-League FC for a submission for an upcoming magazine. So really pleased to get involved in that. As the full-time whistle blows, and as you can see, Charlie there in his blue tracksuit. Good lad. Classic National League attire. So our first game of the season, we record a big win over the team expected to be league champions. So going into the new campaign, taking that momentum from level 10 into the Northwest Counties Premier. And not a bad performance amongst us. Central defence, again, an issue. Ryan Dobson with a 6.3. Mike Corral didn't do that well. Obviously, it was his mistake for the opening goal for Northwich Victoria. Something to look at in future. But apart from those guys, nothing really to whip the boys into shape about. As we expect the old social media reaction. Look at that. Romello McCready. Let me tell you, nobody in Leyland is called Romello. Can guarantee you that. Shannon Crowther, more likely. Yeah. But there we are. First game of the season. We are top of the league with plenty of debuts for different players. So yeah, as you can see, all the guys that went through before. Connor Russo, Courtney Wilding, Mike Corral, Ricardo Santos off the bench, Craig Stanley and Tommy Lent here at the Lancashire FA County Ground as we wait for Fox Lane to come back into circulation. So we are top of the league for the moment, but as you can see there, plenty of games coming up. It's coming thick and fast at this level. So the season has started in September. So this is for the 21-22 season. So we're a year on now. So it's interesting that we've moved on to start the league slightly later still than I think we would do normally. The effects of the coronavirus still taking effect, but still, it's been moved back since last season. So if we actually look at last season, we can see, we started similar, right? Okay, the 12th of September we started that game against Garstang, the 5-0 win. So it's actually bang on the nose, just one day prior. Interesting. Our next game, actually, I think it's going to be Longridge. I wanted to go a bit further on, but I quite like the idea of playing our local teams, so the likes of Longridge, and then after that it'll probably be Squires Gate at the end of October. Do want to feature games against Charnock Richard as well. They're another local side to us here in Lancashire that we can could play against them and broadcast on YouTube. City of Liverpool are another one who are pretty strong. In fact, while we're here, I think it might be a good idea just to have a look at the season preview, and we can see the teams that are expected to be at the top of the league. In fact, Northwich have taken a dive after that result. So when I've prepared this episode, went over there and looked, media prediction was first. In fact, does that still stand? Is it two separate menus? The likes of Warrington and again City of Liverpool, who are relegated, are up there. If I click on General, yeah, right, okay, yeah. So media prediction is first, but they're actually third in the betting stakes. That's interesting. But as you can see, expected to be right at the top. So good performance from us. Really pleased with that. And then next time we are going to feature that game against Longridge Town. So we go away. We're heading over to the Mike Riding Ground towards the end of September. By then, we'll have played 2 more games against Silsden and Skelmersdale. I'll tell you all about those, how they went when we play Longridge. So join us on Wednesday for that. I'll see you then.